Preliminary peek in vanilla WoW through Wrath of the Lich King.
Right, of course.
Right.
Yeah, Alex, what's up with that?
Thanks for pointing that out. We're gonna get that fixed.
Thank you.
You bet.
We win.
This is intimidating. I've got a question about Outlands and the lore behind it. It kind of doesn't make sense right now with Cataclysm coming. We're just going to break off at like 55, 58, jump through the Dark Portal, see Illidan, say hi, go to Northrend. How is that going to work?
Poorly. You know, it's a big game. Cataclysm is the largest expansion we've done to date, and we've affected a lot of the world, and we absolutely will go back and affect Outland to make it more cohesive, to make it make sense. Might not be making ship. So yes, in that regard, it's more of a gameplay implement. You go through, and you kind of go forward in time, and then backwards in time, and then, yeah.
Okay, so this is a great topic. And damn you for bringing it up.
Yeah.
But it's got to be said. Exactly what Alex said is, you know what? The fact is, Outland and Lich King are going to be a little broken for a while. Yeah. It's something we thought a lot about when we were planning Cataclysm. And the simple fact is, at a production level, you really can only account for so much. I mean, these guys have been breaking their backs on questing out, you know, the classic world, you know, Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms. We have every intention of not letting this world we care a lot about be broken for years and years. But we're still trying to figure out how we're going to... It's like, do you guys want another really thrilling expansion, or do you want us to fix Outland? Because in terms of like quest design, it's kind of the same amount of work, you know, and we're trying to bang these expansion sets out, you know, before you all have, you know, grandchildren and stuff. I guess you could play with your grandkids though, which is nice. Let me ask you this. So 1,000 to 3,000,
Yeah, it's more like 3,500.
can I say that?
Yeah.
So I wanted to get Alex's approval. In Wrath of the Lich King, these guys built about 1,000 quests. That's a lot of work. And you can feel it in that game. You know, good Lord, that expansion set was badass, in my humble opinion. For Cataclysm, and consider there's the 80, 85, and there's the 1 to 60, 3,500 quests. I mean, guys, it was an impossible job, and these guys, like, just dominated this thing. So keep that in mind, right? We do not want Outland and Northrend to feel broken or phased out of the flow of time and real-time events. But it is a mammoth undertaking. So we will get to it. I know it will probably be frustrating for many of you, especially the role players. Like, what in the world, Blizzard? But we are going to get to it. Please be patient with us.
Yep.
Yeah, totally.
I need you to go back 2 years to Outland.
Okay.
Hi, so I was wondering about the Council of Tirisfal, and particularly Medan, like what's going on with them, and whether you ever intend to implement them in game, like as important characters, because I think they're a pretty important sort of section of Azeroth.
Maybe Medan will bring Alaria and Turalian back.
In Stromgarde.
In Stromgarde, with Atiesh. 2 years ago. So yeah, I mean that you know, the idea of birthing a new Council of Tirisfal and like a new Guardian and all that stuff, we had that hook for many years. It was a really broad idea, like, wow, this will be a cool, earth-shattering idea. And as we started to build that out for the comic book, you know, it took the shape that it took. But we're still kind of chewing on what is the best way to leverage that content, right? Potentially Medan is a pretty cool character, but it just hasn't come up yet in terms of post-Cataclysm. We have certainly been discussing a number of possible directions for whatever the next expansion is, but that has not factored in yet. But I'm sure come Monday morning
we're really,
we will be talking about
conscious
it.
of things like her silhouette. We want her to read really quick. We want to really reinforce the attitude.
Will we ever
most
see
importantly in
a
Diablo
redemption or resurrection
at least
of
from the modeling
Illidan Stormrage
standpoint, is
as a
this
character
talk of
with
readability.
Malfurion
So a character
and
like this,
that whole
she's very
storyline?
strappy. She's kind of gadgety. You know, you can see there's actually
Boy,
a lot
do
of
I wanna
stuff
do
going on.
that.
But when you zoom out to
I think that'd
30
be
feet
badass.
above her head or so,
I don't think
you
anyone at all has even suggested
want
it
to
or
be able
talked
to see
about
that
it.
stuff
Not to my knowledge.
and read
But
the
I love that
characters.
shit.
So we group together colors and values and that
I'm a
sort of
sucker
thing.
for a good redemption story, so StarCraft.
So she's also the only character who can dual wield pistol
Except for Arthas,
crossbows.
though. You gotta pay, brother. You're going down.
So
Hi there. In Burning Crusade, Illidan didn't seem very involved in a lot of the quests directly, but in Wrath, you saw Arthas everywhere. How are you approaching Cataclysm with Deathwing?
Little in between both. I think in Wrath we may have kind of cartooned Arthas out to some degree, and we're aware of it. You know, we know this. Him showing up at the right times was awesome and made a powerful statement, but it was excessive at times. So with Deathwing, and he's a different animal, literally, he's a dragon. So it's a little harder to have him show up and not just kill you. So we're a little more careful, though when you do see Deathwing in Cataclysm, he'll kill you. So 99% of the time.
His name ain't Social Wing.
All right, so I'm just wondering if you could give any spoilers or theories about the possible location or even a name of the next Old God for its expansion, and maybe even elaborate a little upon the theory that if all the old gods are kind of dealt with, then Azeroth will kind of be doomed. Because, I mean, we've dropped Cthulhu and Yogg-Saron, and we're not really seeing much doomsday effect besides Cataclysm, but that's really with Deathwing.
Or is it? You haven't seen who signs Deathwing's paychecks yet. Let me see if I get that. So there are two questions. One is, will we give you spoilers on the next expansion set? No. No. The second part was, I'm sorry, brother, was the suggestion that as we punk down old gods, is there some greater calamity or price to pay?
Now, I was asking if you had any theory or idea of what a name for the next old god would be, and maybe elaborate a little upon. Because, I mean, a while ago you kind of suggested the theory that if the old gods were dealt with, that kind of this doomsday and Azeroth kind of ceased to be because of some catastrophic event. But so far with 2 down, we're not really seeing much calamity happening.
Have you played any Cataclysm?
You know, like where the world blows up? Because of the old gods?
Yeah, because of the old gods.
Right. So have we publicly announced